the pastors of the Baptist community voted for you. Gusto ko pong marinig ito ng mga DDS trolls at DDS vloggers na tumitira sa amin at sinisira ang aking reputasyon. Gusto kong sabihin sa kanila, ilang boto ba ang ibinigay nyo kay former President?
Another good example, as you can see, he just mentioned other pastors just simply voted for you. Basically, he didn't say other pastors also work hard for you to win. He mentioned, I work hard for you to win. Other pastors just simply voted. Good day, everyone, and welcome back to our channel, Psychology and Social Issues. And we are here again to discuss another topic related to psychology. And this time, we'll be talking about a specific theory under social psychology, under social thinking. Okay? So stay tuned until the end because I'll be presenting an actual scenario or an actual example that manifests this particular theory that I'll be talking about. Okay? So please do like and share this video so that everyone will understand and will know. At the same time, please do subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified if there will be new videos uploaded. Okay? So thank you very much. So now let's proceed. I'm going to share to you now my PowerPoint. Again, stay tuned until the end. This is just a short discussion. And then right after the discussion, I'm going to present or show you a video that manifests the said theory. Okay? So here's the PowerPoint. So in this video, we'll be talking about under social thinking, how people think about an issue related to what we call egocentric bias. Okay? One of the issues that social psychology is trying to resolve is how people think about. And the way people think about manifests several issues that influence our behavior as we behave in the social world. And one of the issues that's been identified by social psychologists is the idea of what we call egocentric bias. By the way, you can spell it like that or usual explanation. I'm going to correct this one. Usually this is the spelling of egocentric bias. Okay, so again, egocentric bias. Now, what is egocentric bias? Egocentric bias is the tendency to rely too heavily on one's own perspective and or have a higher opinion of oneself than reality. Information about the self can exert a disproportionate influence on various kinds of judgments. So, basically, egocentric bias stems or will lead to different other issues about social thinking. This is the reason why we talk first about egocentric bias. Again, let's try to dissect the definition. Tendency to rely too heavily on one's own perspective. So basically, as a person, it is normal for us to, in different situations, evaluate more about ourselves. Whether we contributed a lot or not, whether we added or contributed to the issues or not. Okay? So most likely, most of the time, when we experience success or in a particular group, when we try to assess our contribution to the group, the success of the group, we usually focus more on what we have contributed than what others had contributed. And most of the times, we think about again, no, on the emphasis of too heavily. When we try to evaluate what we contributed, we overestimate or we exaggerate our contribution. Again, we talk about to the success of the group or of the performance of the group. So that is why you give more value and claim more credits than to your group mates or to other members. On the other hand, when failures, when the group experience failures, usually egocentric bias plays when person focuses more on the negative aspect that you have contributed. So usually we think about that the failure caused by a specific reason, and you're going to evaluate what you have contributed to that reason. And usually you lessen your evaluation so that the blame will be put to other members. So again, this is what we call egocentric bias in social psychology. Now, why is this happening? First, it is because we pay attention to ourselves, then to others. So when we evaluate whether to the success of the group or to the failure, we always look at ourselves. Okay, we always look at ourselves because we have the privileged access to information about ourselves, especially to our thoughts and feelings, where others do not have that kind of privilege. So we get to access our unexpressed thoughts and feelings freely without expressing them, so we can evaluate them. Okay? So in our day-to-day experiences, say for example, the success of your company or of your team, and when you try to evaluate uh, what um, things occurred that lead to the success of the group, usually you claim more credits to it because you are thinking what you have contributed. Okay? And when you're asked about failures or reason for failures, you're going to think that what are the things that you didn't contribute leading to the failure of the group. Okay? So again, this is egocentric bias. Now let's proceed. The very basic example. Now let's proceed to the actual example I promised to you. Now I have here, and by the way, I'm going to close this one. And I have here uh, an actual example, Senate hearing. Okay. I don't know if you remember this one, a Senate hearing, part of Senate hearing, Quad Committee hearing. By the way, this video is taken from the ANC 24/7. This is a message to Benny Abante sent message to former President Rodrigo Duterte about his contribution to the presidency of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Then, let's listen first and then try to evaluate where or on what part egocentric bias has been manifested in the video. Okay? I'm going to play the video.
Today, we ask everyone here, including the former president, to speak openly and honestly, as this inquiry's goal is not to cast blame for its own sake, but to serve the cause of justice. Mr. Chairman, marahil po, hindi na ako nakikilala ng ating former president. Magpapakilala ko muli ako. Mr. President, Ako po si Bishop Benny Abante, ang Pangulo ng Bible Home, Bible Believers League for Morality and Democracy, na mayroong 6,000 churches sa buong mundo. Kung naalala nyo, Mr. President, bago kayo tumakbo,
I'm going to pause first the video. So look at the statement. Look at the statement. If you notice, Congressman Benny Abante introduced himself first, yeah, with the most desirable introduction about himself, being a pastor of several churches around the world. He is presenting that he he had so much influence to people that might influence to whoever politicians in the future. So he is showing that in this part of the video. So if you notice, this is a very good example of egocentric bias. Okay, so let's continue. We can still find another statements here about related to egocentric bias.
and you were still deciding to run, I was invited by a common friend to meet with you. And we did at the Fairmont Hotel in Makati. I hope that you would remember that. With me are two pastors. And we prayed together. I prayed for you, asking the Lord to give you the right decision to run for the presidency.
Okay, let's pause it again. So if you notice, Benny Abante claimed that he really prayed for President Rodrigo Duterte. So, well, this is just my opinion. Benny Abante is just simply showing that he alone, regardless of the presence of other bishops, that he alone, based on the statements, he presented that he alone prayed for the enlightenment of President Rodrigo Duterte. So if you notice, Benny Abante is discrediting that the presence of two other pastors who have, I should say, when they believe it, according to their faith, have the power also to pray aside from Benny Abante. Again, he said that there are two other pastors present and they prayed together. Yet he claimed that I prayed specifically. It is very clear in the statement. Again, in that sense, Benny Abante discrediting the presence or the power of the two other pastors to pray for President Rodrigo Duterte. In that instance, not not considering as well other religious sectors like Iglesia ni Cristo, the KOGC, the Catholics who are believing also with President Rodrigo Duterte during that time and who are also praying for him. So basically, in that sense, Benny Abante is discrediting as well other religions, because of that statement. So if you notice, very good example of egocentric bias. Let's proceed.
I do not know you from Adam, Mr. President. But I believe in your cause. I believe in your plan. And because of this, Mr. President, I work hard to campaign for you.
Another thing is that I work hard to campaign for you. So another good example of egocentric bias. Okay. Do you think Benny, by the way, you comment, the comment section below, do you think only Benny Abante work hard for former President Rodrigo Duterte's presidency during that time? Do you think only Benny Abante in their sect really work hard for President Rodrigo Duterte to win? Again, he is discrediting other members of their church, other sects like or other religions about their contribution to President Rodrigo Duterte's presidency. Right? And he is manifesting that he alone worked hard in order for President Rodrigo Duterte to win as president.
Many of the pastors of the Baptist community voted for you. Gusto ko pong marinig ito ng mga DDS trolls at DDS vloggers na tumitira sa amin at sinisira ang aking reputasyon. Gusto kong sabihin sa kanila, ilang boto ba ang ibinigay nyo kay former President?
Another good example, as you can see, he just mentioned other pastors just simply voted for you. Basically, he didn't say other pastors also work hard for you to win. He mentioned, I work hard for you to win. Other pastors just simply voted for you. So basically, this is my interpretation to the statement. Benny Abante claimed that it's because of me. Other pastors and other members of our church voted for you. And because of that, you won the presidency. And in relation to his statement about the vloggers, again, a very good example of discrediting the influence that the vloggers have affected to win the presidency. As you can see, a very good example, claiming all the credits to how President Rodrigo Duterte won the presidency. A very good example, again, psychology per se, social psychology, consider this behavior as egocentric bias.
Ako po, Mr. President, libo-libong boto ang binigay namin sa inyo.
Imagine that. The statement, ako po, Mr. President, libo-libo. He didn't even mention our church. Simbahan namin ay nagbigay ng libo-libo. Instead of saying that, our church, he said, opo. He guaranteed that he himself provided thousands of votes for President Rodrigo Duterte to win.
Pasalamat ba kayo sa akin? Hindi. Nilapitan niyo po ba ako? Hindi. Mabuti pa, Senator Bongo, Mr. President, nagpunta sa ating simbahan at nagpasalamat sa pagkasinupuntahan namin kayo. At
again, a very good example. This is a very good example. You can see, he is looking for credits. He asked, or he was expecting that President Rodrigo Duterte will visit him. And in fact, with the statement, nagpunta ba kayo sa aking simbahan? He even claimed that that is his church. Take note of the statement. So he even claimed that that is his church, and President Rodrigo Duterte, because he won, should go to his church and should thank him. Okay? So maybe we'll just stop here, and we have presented already a very good, enough example for us to understand what is egocentric bias. Okay? So we'll just stop here, and please do like and share our video so that others will understand and will know. And please do subscribe to my channel. So thank you very much, and see you again for our next video.